Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection, my little YouTube channel show. So welcome guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified, and all that good stuff. Share, thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. So let's get right to it. I got some... This is a bona fide Western episode. I've got a mixture of some new Westerns and some old Westerns. So let's get right into the new Westerns. This is a movie directed by S. Craig Zahler. He made movies like Ride on Cell Block 99, Dragged Across Concrete. And one of his most famous movies is a modern, updated kind of story, a kind of a horror western, if you will. A movie called Bone Tomahawk. Great movie, super cool movie, rewatchable to the max. I mean, this is a movie you watch over and over. It's such a good movie, eerie, fascinating actually, just how they did that, and you know, it's like kind of mixture of like, are they aliens, you know, with the Indian attacks. And I won't give you a lot of clues on this movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you've never seen it. I'm just going to highly recommend this movie. S. Craig Zahler has done some really good work lately. It stars Kurt Russell. It's got Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, and Richard Jenkins in it. And I was thinking it had David Arquette. Yeah, David Arquette's in this. Man, is it a good movie. Highly recommend that. This and like the Ride on Cell Block 99. God, great movies. This guy, if he keeps this up, he's gonna be the new something, because he's really making some movies that are very, you know, memorable and stuff. So highly recommend this. I mean, in the traditional sense of Western, people may not like it, but it's got that little, if you like, you know, some other stuff. But it's kind of mixing up the traditional Western and kind of adding some supernaturalness to it, and it's very interesting, and highly recommend it. So, but next up is a movie by John Ford. I never had this movie before. I almost got it on DVD, and I was waiting for the price to come down, and for some reason I didn't think, why is it not on Blu-ray? So I waited some more, you know, months went by, and it was at some point it was announced on Warner Archive released the Blu-ray of it, and so I waited a little bit longer, and finally I picked up Wagon Master, 1950 movie made by John Ford. This is a super cool movie. Stars Ben Johnson, Harry Carey Jr. It's got Ward Bond and was it Joanne Drew? Joanne Drew, yeah. This is he teamed up with Marion C. Cooper, and this was one of the movies he made through the Argosy Pictures group that they did some movies together. But yeah, super cool. What was this? I'm trying to think if this was RKO. Yeah, it was an RKO movie. But basically, you got Harry Carey Jr. and Ben Johnson are, you know, two cowpokes. You know, they're trying to get their build their name, their reputation, and fortunes up by herding cattle and have a ranch and do all that stuff one day. So they're kind of freelancing a little bit. They come into this town. And Ward Bond kind of gets him to, you know, will you escort us out to our religious group, our setup where they're at? They're like a group of Mormons, I believe. And so there's a lot of little funny incidents with stuff. Ward Bond gets really irritated, and he starts to want to cuss and stuff, and he's trying to be a Mormon, and it's really funny. His demeanor and everything, and the co-star, the other guy, just the the interplay between those guys. Ward Bond getting really mad, and then the other guys like, and it's just some really comical moments, and it made it really cool. And Ben Johnson's such a good actor. I mean, his role in The Last Picture Show was when the first time I saw Ben Johnson. I mean, I had seen The Searchers before that, but I didn't realize he was in it because it was a small part and everything. But such an underrated actor. He started out as a stuntman and a horseman, and he ended up in John Ford's group, and worked his way up to little bit parts to co-starring. I mean, he's pretty much starring in this. Ben Johnson and Ward Bond and Harry Carey Jr. basically the stars. But yeah, Wagon Master is a good movie. Later on, it was a TV show, Wagon Master. I think Ward Bond was on the show too. And if I'm not mistaken, there may have been a radio show of some sort involved in this. I'm not really 100% on that. Next up is a DVD from the Warner Archive collection. Love the Warner Archive. I don't know what's going on with them right now. They're getting ready to have a big 4 for $44 sale. I'm hoping they're not going out of business, because they're really popular. I mean, a lot of their sales are doing well. People are really buying Warner Archive discs. I mean, even if you watch YouTube and you watch a lot of the different movie guys, they all do Warner Archive stuff. So they've got to be selling. So I'm hoping they stay put and nothing happens to them. It's just maybe the last sale for a while or something. But anyways, this is a DVD that was released a while ago. This was actually a very good Goodwill pickup, because usually you don't find good stuff in it. It was kind of dirty and kind of faded a little bit. I cleaned it up, got home. But the movie I'm talking about is Roughshod. I think that's what it is, Roughshod. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Pretty cool movie. John Ireland, Gloria Graham. Cool movie. Robert Sterling. It's a western. Let's see, it's kind of a noir, western noir. It was directed by Mark Robson, who started RKO doing. I think he did some of the Astaire and Rogers musicals in the 30s for RKO. This is I'll just read about it to kind of clear this up. He's warned that, what's his name? Warned that an enemy named Lednoff has escaped from prison and intends to shoot him on sight. So Clay Phillips heads back to his ranch with his kid brother, Steve, and they're driving a herd of horses, and then they actually stumble upon a dance hall girl in a wagon. There's a group of them. They've been drove out of town by the people that they were dance hall girls, floozies, I guess you could say, which Gloria Graham's one of the floozies, and they're stranded out in the west. They had broke a will, and the guys come out there and start helping them, and they start to want to tag along with the guys, and they're trying to get away from this killer that's hot on their trail. So they're basically riding across the Sonora Trail, and the guy's closing in on the kill. He's right on the edge of getting them, and John Ireland is really good. I found a couple of his movies, John Ireland. He's really underrated, and I'm starting to kind of do some research into him and stuff, and I have a few movies with him in it. But yeah, very, very underrated guy. He did a lot of good noir westerns, and he did a bunch of good stuff. But yeah, really good in this movie as the heavy, as the bad guy. And I recommend this. I'm not sure if it's on Blu-ray. I believe it's just on DVD right now. Next up, I have another wonderful Warner Archive release, Warner Archive collection. This is King Vidor's Billy the Kid. Director King Vidor, huge director at the time. All the movies he made, the great movies like The Crowd and so on. I mean, he was a legend at that time. This was a project he wanted to do. Billy the Kid. It's a movie starring Wallace Beery, John Mack Brown, and Kay Johnson, and it's also got Carl Dane in it. The Big Parade. The Big Parade was the other big movie he made, and Carl Dane was in that. And this is an early talkie movie from 1930, so it's kind of creaky at times. Carl Dane, he was a really tall German guy. He immigrated here in the teens and became an extra and started, showing up in some movies and stuff. And he had a pretty big part in the big Big Parade movie. It was a big hit, and he was in it and everything. But as sound came in, he didn't do so well with the advent of sound. He had a very thick accent. He couldn't really get with the program and have a very nice voice, so they would record him, and he wasn't getting the parts anymore. And I believe he committed suicide 1934, maybe just a few years later. He did a few more movies, but yeah, he's in there. And of course, Wallace Beery at the time was just becoming one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. He would be along the lines of, the Tom Cruises and stuff now. Maybe not in looks, but in like popularity and stuff. Because the next year he'll go on to do The Champ in 1931 and win like Oscars and all these roles he did and stuff. But he's in it. I'm trying to think. He was who was he? Who did he play? Oh, okay. He's Pat Garrett in this, and then Johnny Mack Brown plays Billy the Kid. And John Mack Brown, or Johnny Mack Brown, he would go on and make a lot of low-budget westerns. He would come into his own as a cowboy star in a lot of, and maybe B movies and serials and stuff like that, I believe. But he would never be a top star of productions and stuff and everything. So, but anyways, this was an MGM release. What else can I say about it? Very well photographed and everything. But yeah, it's an early western. I mean, I don't have a lot of early westerns, but pretty good. A lot of them have big hats and stuff. It's the style of the West back then. But yeah, overall it's a good western. It's a little slower at times, but I really enjoyed it. It's a movie to come back to and watch it and stuff. I'm a big fan of King Vidor. He's done a lot of good movies, and Wallace Beery's always watchable. So, Billy the Kid. It was a movie that I didn't know was made. I didn't really know about it because for King Vidor to do a western was kind of odd. So they never really talk about it a lot. And finally, guys, here's a movie directed by Kirk Douglas in 1975 for Paramount. And this is one of the widescreen collections from Paramount that you would see this little banner. The movie I'm talking about is Posse, and it stars Kirk Douglas and Bruce Dern. Kirk Douglas directed it, and he produced and directed it. This came out in '75, and basically Kirk Douglas plays this publicity-hungry U.S. Marshal. He is just popularity. He's got his own big train. He's trying to run for governor, run for president or something. He's got all these aspirations and stuff. And but he was a U.S. Marshal. He's got like 6 or 7 guys that are all just decked out cowboys, that are his like right-hand men. They're like specially trained army men. He's got an Indian tracker, and they're just like top-notch guys. They're all just like, big cool guys and stuff. And he, let me read this. I don't want to confuse everybody, which sometimes I do, I think. He's wanting to hunt down and capture the fugitive. He makes sure a photographer is around to record his crime-fighting exploits and stuff. He follows him around, takes pictures of him doing stuff, and to bolster his political aspirations. So the lawman soon discovers that his fame may be fleeting when he sets his sight on the number one target, the cool-witted robber Jack Strawhorn, played by Bruce Dern. It's also got Bo Hopkins, James Stacey, and Alfonso Arroyo co-star in this crafty western that asks the question, just who is the real bad guy out there? So, pretty cool movie. They don't really talk about Posse a lot. I'm not really sure if Kirk Douglas was proud of this movie or not. I thought it was a really good movie, and I didn't expect how the movie ended. I mean, I just kind of told you some of the story, and I don't want to just tell you how it ends. It's a good movie, though, but I didn't expect how to end that way. It kind of took me by surprise, but there's some really good co-stars in it. Bo Hopkins, for one, he's very underrated. What do you call it? Co-star, underrated guy. Bo Hopkins is good. He's in all kinds of movies. But yeah, Posse, really good movie. I highly recommend this. It's a movie I don't come across a lot. I searched it out a few years ago and got this when I was getting some westerns together, and I really like this. He directed another movie, western, and I'm trying to find that. It's kind of rare. And I don't know if there's a good quality print of it out that's been released. But he directed another movie. I'm trying to think of the name of it. So I might search that out one day. But yeah, Posse, pretty good movie. Check it out. So, I would say at the end of the day, the biggest movie I want you to recommend is Bone Tomahawk. If you haven't already seen it, go check it out. It's really good. If you want some classic flavor, a good movie, it's something you haven't seen, try Roughshod. I'm not even saying that name right. Gloria Graham's really good in it. John Ireland. So that's a good choice. I recommend those two the most. And, pretty much all of them. I mean, Posse and Billy the Kid, if you run across them or you see them on TV, check it out, if you like westerns and stuff. So I hope that helped you guys some. I'm not sure if I confused people, but anyways, I love westerns, and these were just some I picked out to show you. So anyways, like I said at the beginning, if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell so you're notified when I release a new episode. Comment. Let me know on some westerns, maybe some low-key westerns that most people don't really know about. Because movies like Posse and stuff like that are kind of low-key. They're not big-name movies. Let me know in the comments what you thought about those and some other movies maybe. Actors turned director making westerns, some Kevin Costner, for example. But yeah, let me know and what you thought about it and everything. And I think that will be it today for this episode. Be cool, guys. Be safe out there. And like I said, just watch good movies. Discover new movies. Every day is a new day to discover another good movie. So I will see you guys later.